healthy.
Oh.
But I thought Dustin I thought having a conversation about this would be great because my life has been punctuated by these kinds of terrible breakups, and I've never gotten married or pulled off a long-term relationship that didn't end in some kind of catastrophe. And this particular one that I'm in right now, I don't want to mess it up, but I watch myself. I haven't gotten to the level where of what
she hasn't called the cops yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But no,
you don't know what could happen.
But when you're faced with love and you're in this experience, it gets so painful and so heavy, and you watch the mind.
Well, it's painful for a variety of reasons. One is because when you love somebody, you make yourself vulnerable. You open yourself to them, and so that allows the pain to come in. But if you didn't open, then the love wouldn't be there either. That's part of what makes love so beautiful and also scary for us. And then the other thing that happens, which I know well from my own history, is that you bring to the relationship, as you get close and tender and vulnerable and so forth, the fears and the traumas and the history from early on in your life, all the stuff that's unresolved, and some of it may never be resolved exactly in this life, those all get triggered. So when I came back from living as a Buddhist monk in the monastery, and I was in this very peaceful, equanimous place, very still, very mindful, and then I got into a relationship with this woman. First relationship I'd had in some years because I'd been celibate. And whoopee, first we had a great time. Oh, I'm not celibate anymore. We can make love. We can have wonderful food. We can do all the sensual pleasures of the world. But then all my old habits came back. I thought, okay, I've been in the monastery. It's all gone. And they were like old clothes in the closet. The minute I returned home, they leapt out of the closet, and my neediness, my loneliness, my fear of being abandoned, stuff from my childhood, my own unworthiness. Woohoo, it all came on and said, here, try this on again. It fits really well. You know these.
Right.
And I started reenacting all that stuff again. Only the horror of it, which is why I think the things got worse for you. The horror of it was that now I could see it more clearly. Before it was all just unconscious.
Right.
And now I was in it, and it was happening. And there's some way in which I actually needed to see it and feel it as it was happening with a different consciousness than just the unconscious replay of times before.
Right.
So it was equally painful. It really hurt the heart. And then when I look really, what hurt was underneath the struggles and the anger and the fear and so forth was that very deep place of shame and feeling like I'm not lovable.
Yeah.
And that's the place that hurts the most, and I believed that about myself in some way for a long, long time.
Is it gone now, that?
Yes, it's gone. How's that? Hope.
Cool.
There's hope.
I really